You are watching Political Roundtable with UB. Like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. You are watching Political Roundtable with UB. Like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. You are watching Political Roundtable with UB. Like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments.
Has taken another tragic turn. One of those Guard members has died, the other still fighting for his life. President Trump announcing that 20-year-old Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom died from her injuries on Thanksgiving. He called her an incredible person who was outstanding in every way. New images from overnight of law enforcement officers lining the streets for the transfer of her body. Beckstrom's former boyfriend spoke to CNN and said she had a huge heart and would do anything for anyone. The other wounded Guard member, a 24-year-old Andrew Wolf, remains hospitalized and is in critical condition. We're also learning more about the suspect in custody, a 29-year-old Afghan national. He arrived in the United States in 2021 on a resettlement program after working with the CIA in Afghanistan, helping American troops. President Trump, in the wake of the shooting, says the U.S. will, quote, permanently pause migration from all third world countries. He also says the U.S. will re-examine all green cards issued to people from what the administration calls 19 countries of concern. CNN's Betsy Klein joining us now live from Washington this morning. What is the latest on this investigation?
Well, Sarah, an interagency investigation is now underway to determine exactly how this horrific tragedy could have happened, while the Trump administration, meanwhile, is ramping up its aggressive immigration policies. We know that this suspect is an Afghan national who came to the United States in 2021. He applied for asylum in 2024, and it was granted under the Trump administration in April of this year. Now, we've also learned that the suspect worked with U.S. forces, including the CIA, starting in 2011. A U.S. official tells CNN that he was vetted by intelligence agencies and clean on all checks. The question now of his pathway to violence is going to be a major target for investigators. Now, officials say it's still too soon to say what the motive is, but President Trump, as he addressed troops on Thanksgiving, offering his own speculation. Listen.
EVE Online is a vast...
He went cuckoo. I mean, he went nuts. And that happens, too. It happens too often with these people. You see them. But look, this is how they come in. This is how they're standing on top of each other. And that's an airplane. There was no vetting or anything. They came in unvetted. And we have a lot of others in this country. We're going to get them out. But they go cuckoo. Something happens soon.
Now, within hours of this shooting, the president moved to justify an even more intense immigration crackdown. The director of United States Citizenship and Immigration Services announced that at the president's direction, he was ordering the re-examination of all green cards issued to people from countries of concern. That includes about 19 countries, including Afghanistan, Iran, Venezuela, among many others. The president last night also calling for what he described as reverse migration. In a lengthy post to social media, he wrote, quote, "I will permanently pause migration from all third world countries and remove anyone who is not a net asset to the United States." We have, of course, asked the White House and State Department for clarity on what countries that would impact. Attorney General Pamela Bondi, meanwhile, says that the Justice Department will do everything in their power to seek the death penalty for this suspect.
All right, Betsy Klein, thank you so much for your reporting for us. And over to you, Brad.
Thank you, Sarah. Joining me now is CNN senior national security analyst, Juliette Kayyem. Juliette, great to have you here with us. First, as we think about the investigation, the radius is extremely wide, including the path of travel to commit the deadly act. What do we know about progress thus far and the resources that need to be mobilized for this type of scale?
Well, it's going to have sort of two nexus points. One is going to be in Washington State, sort of his ties, who he was living with, where he was living, family, contacts. Was there a network that was supporting him? Then, of course, in D.C., how long was he there? Why did he choose this group of National Guard members? And then, of course, there's the linkage between the two. Where did he stop? Who may he have been in contact with? Was he calling anyone abroad? So it's going to be extensive in that sense. What's the good news in this tragedy is it's a knowable suspect who's had ties to the United States essentially for most of his life, between his work with the CIA or with the United States in Afghanistan, through at least 3 vetting processes to get his amnesty status, asylum status, and then, of course, whatever ties he had with family and friends where he was living.
And so, as information piles up, what does a typical breakthrough moment look like in the effort to establish a motive?
Well, so it's interesting. I've been thinking about this a lot because he's a suspect who we don't normally have suspects who have such ties with the United States. I mean, in other words, when we have a terror or a violent incident like this, it's someone either here who has no contact with the U.S. or with U.S. authorities, or someone who comes in from abroad. This is someone who was vetted at least by the CIA or the National Counterterrorism Center, was vetted when he came over, when Kabul fell in Afghanistan. And then once again, when he's granted amnesty. Look, there's a lot of politics behind this. I think we just need to step outside of that and say either the vetting process was bad, missed something key, or the radicalization process was fast, that between the time he received amnesty a couple months ago and now, something happened. So investigators are going to look at some trauma in his life, something that happened in Afghanistan that he blamed the United States for.
Juliette Kayyem, thank you so much for taking the time, breaking this down this morning.
So in terms of where things stand this morning, there are some questions about specifically all these countries, right, that the president has referred to, which he calls, quote, third world countries. When we look at the reexamination process, there is also, Eugene, there is a concern about focusing too much on the country and what the ripple effect could be for those who are here in the country who are not a threat. How do you see this playing out?
Well, that will be a real issue that we've already seen risen by Afghan communities and the associations that welcome and help resettle refugees. There's a real concern about keeping Americans and immigrants safe, how the Trump administration goes about doing that without harming and discriminating against those who have come here to actually be, as he would label it, an asset to the U.S. isn't yet clear. There's some concern that he may not be able to do that in a way that is fair, but he hasn't detailed his immigration plan yet in terms of how he's going to keep Americans safe. And I assume that there will be pressure on him to clarify that.
Malik, the president, and these are the president's words here, said the suspect went cuckoo. There are questions about what may have happened in the wake of that asylum being granted earlier this year. How do you anticipate looking into what changed perhaps for the suspect, what may have changed for the suspect is going to impact this investigation into thousands, tens of thousands of others?
Well, it seems to be very clear that there was obviously a relationship that the United States had with this particular guy. And the only thing that we could think of really at this point is to say that at some point he became radicalized. So why did he become radicalized? We really don't know the answer to that question. But the fact that he particularly targeted National Guard troops here in Washington, D.C., and I believe, if I may be getting it wrong here, but I don't think that he's a resident of even the DMV area. So what was it about the National Guard? The only thing I could see is that because of the conversation that many people have been having about the National Guard here, not just in Washington, D.C., but elsewhere around the country. I think that's the only thing that I could think of that factored into why he would come to Washington, D.C. and shoot to National Guard troops. It's the conversation that we've been having about National Guard in the areas, much like here in Washington.
Right. And again, we don't know yet. Of course, it's important to stress we do not know what the motive is behind this. So much still needs to come out in that investigation. Daniela, the president very quickly, in the wake of this, saying he wanted to add an additional 500 National Guard troops to the district. Of course, this is all coming amid, right? And then shortly after that, we had the emergency motion that was filed because a judge had ruled last week that the initial deployment of those troops back in August was actually illegal. As all of this comes into play, there have been security concerns raised about these National Guard members by a number of folks, former intelligence officials and former military who I spoke with, certainly in the wake of this on Wednesday night, said they were concerned that those 500 additional troops could become
All right, everybody. You're welcome to Political Roundtable with Yubi. How you're doing? Today is Friday, the 28th of November, 2025, and we're just giving you updates from all over the world on what's happening on the political terrain. All right, so we started with the news from the United States, where President Trump, following the attack on the National Guards at the Washington, D.C., the president have ordered that all green card holders from third world countries, 19 of those countries to be specific, their green card, the president want them all to be reviewed. Now, I check on the list, and can I say luckily for Nigeria in particular, since that's my country of interest, Nigeria is not on the list, and I think that's a good news. However, the caption for which this exercise is being carried out stated that this country of concerns, we actually have their green cards application as well as those already issued reviewed. Now, if you remember, Nigeria was recently designated as country of concern, which has brought a lot of issues to our political stability in Nigeria. Of course, President Trump, we gave him a lot of credit for taking that lead to actually pinpoint the fact that we have Christian genocide going on in Nigeria. But that is not the focus of this particular segment right now. This segment is focused on the countries that were affected by this new presidential order. So for those who are not aware of it, I'm just going to read out the affected countries. So if you look at my screen right now, let me expand the screen so you can see it very well. All right. So countries on green card review, that is 90 countries of concern. On the top of the list is Afghanistan. Then we have Burma, we have Chad. Of course, Chad is the northern part of Nigeria. We have Republic of Congo, that's Congo, Brazzaville. We have Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea. Those are like African countries. And then we have Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Yemen, Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, and Turkmenistan, as well as Venezuela. Okay, so those are the country on the list of immigration review. Now, I pray that this should not affect Nigeria. I wish and I pray it won't affect Nigeria, because if Nigeria is included on this list, it's gonna be brutal, man. A lot of people gonna be affected by it. So that is the news emanating from the United States. Now, investigation is still ongoing as regard why this Afghanistan dude decided to attack the National Guards. As far as I can tell, the National Guard are usually like the coolest part of the United States Armed Forces. They are usually called upon to at least get involved when we have situations regarding unrest in the country. And I still don't know why somebody would decide to attack them. So please pray for United States. We pray for peace. We do not want incidents like this. And I want to encourage everybody, especially Africans, if you are from Nigeria, as well as those countries that are already on this list. I would advise that you have your document prepared and be ready at any time when you were being asked to submit any document or to make yourself available for review. All right, you're welcome to Political Roundtable. My name is Benu Real, and this is UB and the Real Fam. Now, let's get to other trending stories.
You are watching Political Roundtable with UB. Like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments. All right. So on this show, we're gonna review Senate reject the withdrawal of police security in Nigeria. I brought you guys the update on what President Tinubu administration is doing in order to combat the Boko Haram insurgency we got going on in Nigeria. One of the steps the president took was to actually instructed the Inspector General of Police to withdraw all the police attaches to VIPs in Nigeria. So we all think that was a very good development. So we were hoping that the Inspector General of Police will carry out that order as quickly as possible. And it seems the Inspector of Police is actually executing the order. However, there are some issues regarding the implementation, which I'm going to cover on this episode. So we're also going to talk about Trump ordered review of green cards. I've covered that already. So if you're just joining, you may have to go back and watch. It's just about 10 minutes. So next, we want to talk about appeal court dismisses Nnamdi Kanu's rights violation suit against DSS, DG, and the AGF. So for those who are not aware of what's going on in Nigeria, the leader of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, was sentenced to life imprisonment last week. And we also gathered that he has been transferred to prison in Sokoto State. The lawyer actually visited him. He gave us some reports on his well-being and all of that. But then there is this case that was lingering before the sentencing, and that was the case where Nnamdi Kanu filed for an appeal that his right has been violated by the DSS for holding him back after the appeal court has set him free. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And of course, we'll talk about bandits on rampage in Nigeria. That's more or less like the big one right now. If you are on Nigerian social media space, you would have seen several trendy videos of people being kidnapped and communities being attacked for the past 2 weeks now. We've been dealing with all kinds of security challenges in Nigeria. Now, I have more
topics to cover, but let's get down to business. And before we do that, I just want to appreciate everybody who is watching right now. Shout out to all the real fam. Comfort and I agree. How you doing? You're welcome. My brother Chucky. What's up, Chucky? Chucky says, for everyone that wears the uniform around the world, thank you for your service. May her soul rest in peace. Thank you, Chucky. Hey, Sisi, what's up, mommy? You're welcome. Uncle Dio, how are you doing today, sir? And of course, I see you, Ella Koli. Ella Koli say, may Jehovah give the family who lost their loved one peace and comfort and strength in Yeshua's name. Amen. Thank you very much. Uncle Patrick, how are you doing today, sir? Uncle Patrick replying to CC and say, you said your membership shall be reviewed. We are going to take drastic measures against your family VIP status. That's funny. Elakoli said, the Bible says the heart of man is evil. Who can know it? I don't know, my brother. I don't know. Shout out to my beautiful sister Marriott. How are you doing today, man? Sister Marriott said they should slow down. Oh, my friend just got approved last week. May she land first. Oh, yeah, that's why I'm praying that nothing should happen, that Nigeria may not be included on that list, since it's more or less like Nigeria is the latest addition to the list of countries of particular concern, right? Mario say, your radio voice is booming. I'm trying to speak my American phoneme. Just leave me, my sister. All right, Tosin, how you doing? All right, now that I've taken that out of the equation, let's get back to the main news. All right. All right. You're welcome back, my people. How is everybody doing once again? So we're starting with a big one, and that is the withdrawal of police personnel from VIPs in Nigeria. Now, this issue have beginning to generate some controversy. For me, I don't really see it as controversy anyway. I think it is long overdue. And I'm gonna play the exchange between one of our renowned presenter on mainstream media in Nigeria, Sheun Okinbaloye, and Senator Ndume. It was a heated debate between Sheun and Senator Ndume while they were having conversations surrounding the withdrawal of police escort from VIPs. Now, Ndume made a very valid argument, because he actually stated that there are some of the people, especially the elites who are part of the Nigerian political class, who actually have as much as 10 to 20 police officers on their security beck and call. This is crazy. We are running a country that we're still dealing with a lot of security challenges, and now we have politicians who, let's say, based on the fact that they are elected officials, yes, they are entitled to security guards, but when security guards are now being assigned to their children, their wife, and all of that, come on, what are we doing? So we're going to start this conversation by first and foremost listening to what went down between Sheun Okinbaloye and Senator Ndume. If you know Senator Ndume very well, he has been one of the critics of President Tinubu's administration, and is one of the long-serving senators in Nigeria. So here is what went down between Sheun and Ndume.
dig deeper and dive right into all of these conversations. Of course, there's been conversation in the National Assembly, debate about the security situation in the country. The National Assembly members are projecting and proposing the death penalty for kidnappers in the country. And there are those who are saying there is a big question mark on what happened in Kebbi State. How would the military would have been withdrawn? Who gave the order for them to have been withdrawn from the scene before the kidnap or the attack on that school happened in Maga in Kebbi State? What exactly went down? And how is it that we are not able to secure ourselves and now we're having sporadic attacks on different parts of the country, especially schools, and the federal government is now forced to close some schools, and some states have given an order for schools to be closed. So none of these, there are assurances that things will get better. There are heated debate on the floor of the Senate, as we saw yesterday. But there is a particular conversation that got me thinking. And it was a question asked by a Borno senator. It's perhaps a guest that you know too well on this program. He had some kind of exchange with the leader of the Senate, and he was asking some question and talking about the state of technology in terms of fighting insecurity in this country. Let me allow you to listen to what transpired between Senator Goswi Akpabio and Senator Ali Ndume. Take a listen.
The only thing that they can do is to track. But we don't have satellite images and capacity.
To your knowledge, we have.
Sir,
I was a governor. I used to track criminals up to Kwara State, up to Taraba, up to Jalingo.
Mr. President.
So it's just the wheel.
Mr. President.
I pick them up in any part of the country. So please don't go there. How did they even...
I'm giving you information, Mr. President. Please.
But I'm saying
we have 4 satellites. Nigeria has 4 satellites. And we don't have satellite coverage or surveillance 24 hours. We don't have it.
The civil senator, can I thank you for your contributions? And please, that some of these details should be discussed in closed session. Point of order, leader.
I'm Angel Reyes, personal injury lawyer who spent 3 decades battling insurance companies.
Well, what is exactly the truth of the matter? A conversation that you have behind closed doors. We've been having all of these conversations for a long time. What do we need to tell ourselves the truth tonight? Because people are being killed. The satellite that we said China procured for us, or we paid China to do, one lot was lost in space. It's in the news. Go on Google Nigeria satellite, NICOMSAT. Find out for yourself whether these satellites are working, whether or not we are on the verge of actually having another deal for a satellite that works. But don't do this. Some things in this country. Well, let's get the conversation going. And when I saw that video, I made a call to the senator. He said, come and talk about this, and let's talk about the security situation in our country. Senator Ali Ndume, Senator representing Borno South in the National Assembly, is live for us here. Thanks so much, Senator, for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
After that engagement with the Senate President, have you been able to go back and do some more research about the situation of things? Because it does look like you have your own facts about how many satellites that we have. But I'm very sure that you probably would have made more calls or spoken to some people or done a bit more work on it, because it's disputing it. Maybe there's an information the Senate President has that all of us don't have.
Well, Sean, thank you very much. What happened actually is unusual. Number one, I'm a senior senator. The Senate President sitting there is presiding. He's just to preside. When I speak, he should have allowed me to speak my mind freely. And then if the information I provided are not factual, then he can enlighten me. But how can he? I know I take it. I take so many things these days, and it's embarrassing sometimes. How can he say, for example, don't go there? I'm a senator.
Maybe it's because it's a sensitive security matter.
No, if it is sensitive, then up initio will say that this motion is sensitive because we want to discuss everything that matters about it. But what is sensitive besides the information I'm giving? I know that Opabio has been in the business of communication, but that doesn't mean that somebody like Ndume is ignorant. I'm in the business of GSM too before I came into politics. So at least, and even every Nigerian, and in fact everybody. But you know that we have one of the fundamental problems we have in the security sector is that we don't have ability to track criminals real time. And the satellite we are talking about, Nigeria has only 4, and one is, as you said, has issues, but we have 4. That is big enough, but it's not adequate to solve the problem, the security challenges. Why are we not able to trace the general that is missing in action? It's because we don't have adequate tracking system. When you can Google yourself now, if you want my position, you want to Google channels here, you can do it from Google Map and you will see it, and it can direct you. But that is not to say that we can, from the satellite now, see us in the studio, not to talk of what we are discussing about. But anyway, that one is gone, and we said that we are going to discuss that matter in a close.
I'm very interested in technology which you went into, because this warfare that the nation is facing is not something that we can face with just bare hands and just guns and shooting guns. We need technology and intelligence.
Yes.
You were the chair, and that's why I'm particularly very interested in knowing. You were the chairman of the Senate Committee on the Army.
I'm still a member of
You're still a member of that committee.
Yes.
And I do know that you're one person that has spoken and related with me, especially because you come from Borno State, a state that has been highly impacted by the terrorism and insurgency in the Northeast region. So you probably are aware of some of these issues. It's important for Nigerians to know where our deficiencies are so that we can pick ourselves. So this embarrassment is too much. These ragtag, these people that are less than 4,000 or 5,000, terrorizing a population of 200 million, is shameful.
Yeah.
And if we cannot call ourselves to order and say, what exactly do we need? How many satellites do we need to be able to monitor? Do we really have the satellite? If you have the satellite, why not call NICOMSAT? Why not call the Minister of Science and Technology? Who are the people that are supposed to be asking questions? We're talking about the families of dead citizens of Nigeria, innocent citizens that are dead. Why are we not waking up in this country? Senator, what do we know? What do we have in terms of manpower? Do we have the technology? Do we have the IT to be able to fight this terrorism? Or we're not using them?
You look agitated.
I'm very pained. My state is affected. Your state is affected.
Now you feel the pitch. When we were talking about Boko Haram 15 years ago, in fact, I was nearly sent to prison, because as I was talking, the way I'm talking now, the government then wanted to make me a scapegoat. But that is by the side. Let's go to the important, not lamenting, not getting frustrated. No, just calm down. This time I'm the one that will calm you down. Okay, we have a problem. We must admit that we have that problem first. But fortunately now that the government, the president, is looking more responsive than he was. These measures that he has taken recently is commendable, but that is not enough. The major problems are known: training, equipment, ammunition, and motivation. Let me take it one by one. The training.
Senator, just a moment. The question that I asked earlier, and we will go to all of those issues, is this satellite matter. We cannot sweep it on.
Okay, let me tell you the matter.
Do you know the reason? You know the reason why I'm going to ask this question, and we're going to investigate. Nigeria has paid money.
Yeah.
We've invested.
Yeah.
It's like the CCTV cameras on the street of Abuja that suddenly disappeared. Who got the contract? Who paid for it? Where are the CCTV cameras? These are supposed to fight crime and criminality. The same thing with our satellite. How the federal government should come out to tell us how many satellites do we have? Why are we not able to track these criminals? Don't we have the technology to be able to track them? GSM technology, satellite technology. We need answers in this country. And that's why we cannot sweep it under the carpet, Senator.
Well, you are asking me as if I'm the DG.
No, because you're a member of the Senate Committee. Nigerians need to know.
Shogun, you have started again. You come here to interview me, not to interrogate me.
I'm not interrogating you.
This is what you are trying to do. I'm not here for
I want us to stay on that matter.
Moving more interested. I'm telling you from the sources I have, and I don't have to tell you the sources, is that Nigeria has 3 satellites in the outspace there. And that is not to say it's not, no big deal. I think it's one of the highest in Africa. But then, to orbit, it's orbiting. The satellite operation is orbiting. If you want to have real time, then you need to have more satellite in the outspace there, so that you can have your information as the satellite orbits the Earth, coming back to Nigeria's station and like that. We don't have that capacity. If we had that capacity, those even beginning from the Chibok girls and all that, when America was giving us information, they had their satellite on us, and that's why they were able to give us further information, because if they zoom on that, you get it. But in that Nigerian's case, it's not there. We don't have the satellite images that is required. We only have aerial images, like the Nigerian Air Force has what they call UAVs, about 6 of them or so. We have about 12 Tucanos, right? We have about some few attack helicopters. But all this cannot work effectively if you don't have the coverage of where your people are, where are the enemies, and that you can only do through the satellite. And for now, it is not something that we'll say, oh, Nigerian government should do it immediately. But it is something that we can collaborate with bigger countries like China, Russia, even France, or particularly US. US has about 8,500 satellites out there. We only have 4. And when you say you want to have real images, you can't say. So I don't know where that information is coming. Yes, if you use your Google this thing now, you can see what is happening in your house. If you install cameras in your house, and then you use is it the recent camera system, you can attach it to your device and see it right here in the studio. But you can't see what is happening in Sambisa. You can't see what is happening in the forest of Kebbi. So you need to get that technology. Yeah. But most importantly, again, as you say, since we want to stay on it, if we have satellites, and if we have that capacity or capability, as he said, then why didn't we locate the
girls?
Yeah, and let me tell you, before I go further, even as I'm speaking to you, 13 of our teenage girls were abducted by ISWAP in my constituency since Friday, I think, or Saturday. Up to now, no news. Only one of the married women among them escaped, and we are calling. We have been shouting. Well, no information now. The General Uba is missing in action. And up to now, nobody can say whether he's dead or alive. I hear Mr. President, in his speech, is accepted that he's dead. But if he's dead, where is the dead body?
Senator.
It's because, let's go now.
No, I wanted to actually add to, so that you can buttress on it. Over 200 girls that were kidnapped. Mm-hmm. What witnesses say is that they carried them on motorbikes.
Which girls?
No, the school girls in Kebbi.
Uh-huh.
Now, they said they carried them on on motorbikes. Let's assume one bandit carried 3 girls. Mm-hmm. Divided by 200. We're talking about several motorbikes, maybe 50 or 60. And these people must have traveled minimum of 30 minutes from Maga, where these school girls. Mm-hmm. And if we have the technology, it's easy for us to be able to track them.
Yeah, so you are saying, and then he's saying that, for example, the SP is saying that when he was a governor, he was tracking people up to Lafia. And so what happened now that they can't track people from Kebbi to this? And back to our topic, I just found out now, because I use information extraction system too. We have 5 satellites launched since 2003, but only 2 remain operational. This is just I got this information.
But the 2 that are even operational, Senator, the 2 that are operational, do they have military capability? Because they are
no, it's not the issue of military.
No, hold on, sir. There are in the American situation that you mentioned, there are satellites for communication.
Hi, Mrs. Thompson. How can we help you today?
With Quo's business phone system, you can automatically route calls to the right person on your team so you can stay focused on the task at hand.
So glad we got this all working.
And for communication purposes, and there are satellites for military purposes, you know. So these satellites that we have, the level and the capacity also depends whether or not they can give us real-time military capabilities that we can use in warfare. That's another question for another.
But that is not my question. I'm not a military man, but I know that if you want to track, you must get real-time. As I said, we even have AUVs, 6 of them I think about with the Nigerian Air Force, but you still have the problem. And even with that, one of the major problem we have that you say, I don't know, you say we should not talk about is, look, the Nigerian army, we are talking about Nigerian army. We are talking about Nigerian army. We are not talking about police. We are not talking about, civil defense. We are not talking about this. All these put together are supposed to be the ones in charge of internal security. And the Nigerian army is supposed to be, deployed when those are overwhelmed, like what is happening in some countries. You understand? But most importantly, now that the president has, stood up to even say, okay, we are declaring emergency over security, which is good, by starting recruit 220,000 more soldiers. That is good. And the police means 30,000 or other security agencies. That is, you are putting about 50,000 additional boots on the ground. But that is not enough. You have to equip them. You have to pay them.
For Senator, on the issue of withdrawal of VIPs, what do you make of that decision?
I have been calling for that since. This is one of the commendable things.
This is where I'm going, my people.
And it should be implemented effectively. We should see it on the ground. I thought today I will not see so many police in the National Assembly, but there is still crowded police in the National Assembly. So I don't know what the IGP is talking about.
So you're saying that now the ones in National Assembly should be withdrawn from senators, from House of Reps?
Everybody. Security. If you secure Abuja, why do you need police attached to personalities?
Even your own.
I don't have a police. I only have an orderly.
Okay. Who is a police officer?
No, let me tell you my own. I'm not saying I'm excused. My issue during that Boko Haram peak. One of the top policemen and the security agencies thought I'm not only politically exposed person, but my life was then at risk. So I was attached 3 policemen. But that was a big crowd to me. I refused. And I insisted that if there is going to be any attachment of police to me, it should be an orderly. And you know why? Because I'm an accused person. So I need police to monitor me so that next time they don't say I've gone to, I had a meeting with social people or all that kind of a thing. So I need that plain clothes police by me so that he will now testify as to even my movements, as to who I relate to, but not to protect me, no. So I am of the view that all this police, you can't imagine what is happening. Some of our colleagues, some ministers have police attached to their wives. What is their business with that? Have police attached to their children? I saw some people, somebody's, I don't want to mention the name, but one of these politically exposed person, his own son, that is matured, is moving with the convoy. SSS, the police, they say, no, that is wrong.
Abuse of office.
It's more
abuse
than
of the institution.
It's an insult of office, not abuse. Because and some of my colleagues, I went to one of my colleagues' house after dinner, and I went to his house and saw more than 10 police.
And he's a politician too.
He's my colleague. I say he's even my junior.
in the National Assembly?
Yes. A member of National Assembly, some of them, if you see them coming, or you pull back thinking that maybe it's the president or the vice president that is coming. You can see even the president. The convoy that the president goes about with is too much, too. Secure the place. And when the president goes, you withdraw. Secure Abuja, and the president can even drive out, and you know, himself. But when you secure personalities, and this is what is happening in Nigeria, then others, common people, as we call them, become vulnerable, and we don't care. So if you secure Abuja, then you can drive at night. And let me tell you, this is what is happening in most countries. I recently traveled to Abidjan here, Cote d'Ivoire, and I was very scared of going out, you know, to explore the situation. But the people in the hotel told me, now you can go, nothing, it's safe, you can go around.
Crazy.
There's no kidnapping there. There's no armed robbery. In Cote d'Ivoire here, in Ghana, the same thing. If you hear, the one time they hear about armed robbery in Ghana, it was Nigerians that wanted to introduce it there. And before you know, they were apprehended.
Where are we?
In Ghana, I wanted to go to I came in the night, wanted to get some,
please hit the like, please.
And there's a mall, I saw the sign.
The lights are low, please help us hit
He said,
the
no,
like.
it's safe. Even as I was going out, even ladies were going up and down. In Nigeria, can you do that? Even from your house here, can you take a walk from here to Asokoro? No.
Please, let's get the likes up.
Senator, give me a moment. We need to go on the break. When we come back, we'll be talking about remuneration, a payment.
All right. So there you have it, the argument between Shehu Okimbaloye and Senator Ndume. Shout out to Sister Natu. How are you doing, my lovely sister? Sister Natu said, I know someone that is a staff of National Assembly. He has 2 police. Frankly speaking, I think there is abuse of power with the way they are using Nigerian police. And this doesn't make sense at all. We live in a developed world. Over here, we don't see police guiding the wives, the children of politicians. I think even the Senate here in America, I think maybe they have about, is it 4 Secret Service or 2? I don't know. I will look that up. In Nigeria, everything is about the elite. It's always about the elite. I don't get it. The report we got when President Tinubu ordered that all the police guiding VIPs should be withdrawn was that Nigeria has, I think, 371,000 policemen, and about 100,000 are assigned to VIPs. Who does that? Although the Inspector General of Police, on the report I saw yesterday, he denied. He said they only have about maybe 12,000 policemen that are providing security services to VIPs. I don't know, but let us have this poll first so we can move on this conversation, my people. Poll 1. Should all right, let me ask you like this. So the first poll is this: should police be withdrawn from politicians? Now, I'm not saying they should withdraw their police completely, but when it comes to just ordinary rep or a senator having over 20 policemen to provide protection for himself and his family, his children, is that not excessive? So please, let us have this vote. Should police be withdrawn from Nigerian politicians? Please drop a 1 if you think that should be done. Drop a 2 if you think
it's a risk that they should be allowed to have this huge number of policemen at their services. So let's do that real quick. Uncle Dayo say one. Mr. Mario say IGP lies too much. In fact, I don't understand that particular IGP. The man is just dancing to his boss's tune. Uncle Paris said, I have 7 police in my house in Abuja. I hope they won't withdraw them before I get to Nigeria. Uncle Patrick, why now? Please cast your vote, my people. Cover said, in my state now, Kogi State, we can move anyhow, if not get kidnapped by bandit. Okay, are you saying we can't move anyhow, if not get kidnapped by bandit? Our children are in exam period, but they can't go to school because of fear of the unknown. Oh, I'm so sorry, Comfort. Sorry to hear that. Fahad said, Senator Ndume is one of the consistently sincere senators in Nigeria. Yes, I agree to that. The man has been very, very consistent. Uncle Patrick said no. So, Uncle Patrick, you don't want them to withdraw police from politicians? Uncle Patrick, you go help me explain why. Chucky said 1, but in the UK, there is police and special police protection. Yeah, we do understand the special police protection, but it is the abuse of power that really matters here. You have to see, do you even notice that even their side chicks, many of these politicians, their side chick get police oddly. Imagine. And we are crying of insecurity. In the first place, we don't have enough policemen to secure the entire 237 million Nigerians. Imagine 237 million Nigerians to a police strength of 371,000. The math is not mathing. And out of that 371,000, almost 1/3 of that are assigned to protect VIPs. It's crazy. Shout out to my brother, Comparable Facts. Uncle Beno, can I come in briefly? Yeah, you can come in, sir. Let me share the link. This is madness, guys. This is madness. Asabe, how you doing? Asabe said they are providing security for them. What about the citizens of the country? I wonder. That's the question we're asking. Mr. Natu said 1. Okay, their security should be withdrawn. Oyinda, how you doing, my lovely sister? Oyinda said 1. I have met my state representatives here in the US, and they are not getting any special treatment. What's so different from them and the common man? VIP UFO. The truth of the matter is, because of the insecurity that, to me, that insecurity situation in Nigeria is allegedly created by these politicians. The governors get security allocation, they embezzle it. The policemen were not treated well. Have you been to their barracks? Have you seen them? Majority of the Nigerian policemen don't even look healthy. How much is their salary? And when they assign them to all these politicians, they get paid way more. Who saw this skit by what's this guy's name again? Something Governor Aminike. Let me see if I can find his skit. He made one skit. That skit sounds very funny. It looks like, oh, it's just a comedy, but the guy was actually on point. Governor, is it Amenike or Amunike? Kevin Blank or something. What's his name? Hey, good. I think I found this video. Let me see if I can see the very one I'm looking for. So he made that skit where somebody rushed to the police station and said they are being attacked, that they need police to come and help them. He said Oh, that they only have 4 policemen. No, that every other policeman has been assigned to protect VIPs. Why they were still at it? One guy came in and said he's a superstar. He want to go and shut down a party that he need 4 police escorts. Though it's a comedy, it sounds funny, but that unfortunately is the reality on ground. Everyone is moving mad in that country. We have a very, very long way to go. May God help us. If I see that skit, I'll share it again for everybody to see. It's so funny. Madness everywhere. All right. Yeah, Sister Natu say you don't need more than 2. Yeah, Peanut said 1, Comfort said 1. Thank you. I shared the link for those who want to come in. Is that Godfrey? Godfrey said all the police should be withdrawn from the politicians. Me too. Uncle Dio say top rated side chick get oddly by politicians. Absolutely. I think even Regina Daniel at the time moves around with police oddly. That's crazy. Perhaps seriously, it's not a joke. I personally know a House of Rep member, not even a senator, that assigned 3 policemen to his new bride. Welcome, Uncle Dayo. Uncle Dayo, what's your take on this matter? Should all the police, should police be withdrawn from the political office holders, especially House of Rep members and senators? Not like complete withdrawal, but maybe they just need maybe 2 or 3 policemen, and all this excessive use of police protecting their wife, their children up and down. What's your take, sir?
Thank you, Uncle Beno, and happy weekend to everybody. Happy weekend to the real fans and everybody on the platform. I am going to say here that the police should be withdrawn completely from the politicians because they have options. They have options of getting private protection. We have private outfits, private security outfits there that are licensed to carry guns to protect. They can afford it. So why taking from the police? The police already is not enough. You said we have 371,000 police protecting about 200 million people. Look at the ratio. It is grossly undermined, in fact, very, very inadequate. And yet, 1/3 of it is being drafted to be protecting just 0.1% politician, which to me is not even reasonable. And then there is something that Senator Udume said in that interview, which I want to go with. He said, instead of securing individuals, secure the state. If the state is safe, you don't need to be securing individuals. And that's the truth. Make the state safe that for everybody to be able to move about freely. If you're going to keep on using police to secure high personality, even apart from this, our politicians, sir, what about rich people, influential people? We have Yahoo boys that are having police escort. We have all these rich people too that are having their own police escort. All the millionaires, all the businessmen, all the people of all the people of concern, all the people of interest. Many of them have police escort. Even our musicians, our celebrities, they have the police escort. So if you cannot put a stop to all this, where are we going to get the protection from? That means security is for people that only have the money. It shouldn't be so. Let everybody that needs protection, let them get their own private protection outfit. And moreover, we have civil defense, Nigeria Civil Defense Commission. It is their job. They too, they carry arms. They can protect you guys. The police is greatly, I don't, for lack of good word, they are grossly inadequate by their numbers. to protect Nigerians. So what I say is that they should remove all the ones that have been assigned to politicians and let them face the security of the state. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Okudayo. Mr. Comparable Fact, do you want to add anything to that conversation about the withdrawal of police from the services of these VIPs?
Yeah, greeting everybody. It was just an interesting topic. I hope everybody has a nice Thanksgiving. I'm only just going to be here briefly, you know, with the permission of the wife, you know, because we are still on holiday, family member over. So yeah, she gave me the permission. I'm not going to stay that long, but you know, with that regard to everybody, I greet everybody. So let me start from I'm gonna contribute, but let me start from your first topic because I listened briefly when you were talking about what's actually vibrating in America right now about the shooting in DC. You made a certain comment, you know, about the 19th country that has been designated a country of CPC concern. That's on terrorist level, so that's why they designed those ones, you know. So, but I feel sorry for what's going to make because when they said they're going to re-examine every green card holder, because you know they are chasing a rabbit hole in that regard because innocent people, you know, will suffer the consequence. Why am I saying this? Because even at all, you know, if you don't have any criminal background in your place, any minor, like if you have a ticket, with the way this government is trying to meet their quota, if you have just a ticket, you know, among those countries, they're going to use it as an opportunity to deport you. Because if you look at what we have at the deportation area right now, about 2/3 of those people, you know, they are being deported or whatever, you know, they're here legally and they don't have a green card. So that quota is very important to this present government we have right now. They have to meet it any means necessary. And in the eyes and bonuses, you know, so you know when you have a point, you're giving people bonuses, they're gonna do anything possible, whether right or wrong. But where I'm trying to go is that you made a point whether that's going to affect Nigeria, you know, because Nigeria has already been designed as CPC, but that's different because that's on religious ground. Nigeria is not part of the terrorist something, so it's not going to affect Nigeria. What Nigeria is going with USA right now is about the religious, you know, humanitarian, you know, CPC level. It's not about terrorists or any other thing. So definitely, you know, it's not going to, you know, affect us. So that, I just wanted to clear that point, you know. But look at what this concerns Nigeria. What this Afghanistan just did, you know, like you said, you know, he was vetted and everything. That was during Biden time. But he was recently under this government clear to work with CIA about 3 months ago or whatever. For somebody to drive all the way from Washington, D.C. to perpetuate this kind of crime, that means this is exactly what we are going through in Nigeria. America has definitely witnessed what we are doing because this is the first incident I have seen whereby somebody who was a terrorist or whatever, you know, was reintegrated into the society and he came and perpetrated. Is that not the same thing we are going through in Nigeria? So the point I'm trying to make, a terrorist will always be a terrorist. It doesn't matter. And I don't care what they find out in USA. That guy was a terrorist before. He just, you know, used the CIA or whatever forgiveness, you know, reintegrated into the society to come and commit this crime. Nigeria has been going this in, you know, in decades about, you know, reintegrating of the terrorists into the society. Nothing is going to make them clean. This is why our military is being, you know, infiltrated. Everybody is complicit in Nigeria. Nigeria has been going through that for many, many, many years. So I don't know what's going to happen in Nigeria. This is, you know, that's exactly what's going on. Terrorist is a terrorist. There's nothing you can do. They have been cultured to be like this because it's like if they become terrorists or whatever. I mean, I'm not an Islam, but from what I know, they will be going to heaven. So they are not going to change in that regard. So let me leave that alone. We are talking about Nigeria.
So wait, comparable fact. The part that interests me the most is where you said Nigeria's situation is all about Christian genocide, and you don't think Nigeria can find themselves in the list of countries that may be affected by this green card wahala going on right now. Are you saying there is no way Nigeria can get on the list?
No, it can't get on this because that was on religious ground. The CPC that was designated for Nigeria was on religion ground. But this 19th country, what just happened yesterday, is for terrorism. Right. So it has nothing. It has no relationship with what's going on in Nigeria. Nigeria cannot be included because that was just on religious ground. Right.
Okay,
That has
well,
never been designated as a terrorist. So those are 19 countries. But I don't know. I don't know why they include some of the third world country like Sierra Leone, Congo, and something like that. Maybe they are trying to use it as a scope, but Nigeria has not been in that condominium. So
that's what I was gonna point out, that Nigeria can actually end up on that list as far as this man is
now, are they
concerned.
going to classify as a terrorist country?
Don't we? What are we talking about, sir? Don't we have terrorists in
Well,
Nigeria
America
already?
has not classified us as a terrorist country. There's a genocide going on right now.
Is Boko Haram not a terrorist group?
Yes, they are a terrorist group, but what I'm saying, America has not designed us as a terrorist group. That wasn't the purpose of the redesignator of Nigeria, which was did before during the Trump era, and now he has done it. It's for religious humanitarian grant. He did it. He was well specified that this is for religious humanitarian grant. That's what I'm trying to say. He has nothing to do. That's why we are not included, and I don't think we're going to be included unless he has to redesign us for terrorism. But it cannot just because of that reason of. I know it has a little bit of. I know it has a little bit of maybe a little bit of connotation to what I'm saying, but we are not in that. And this is just my personal opinion. I spoke to a friend of mine.
Mr. Comparable,
I'm not saying the lawyer know everything.
I actually like your optimism. I like it. It's really good. But for me, as far as President Trump is concerned, I won't take anything off the table.
Oh, no.
That is why,
I completely agree with you, okay?
That is why I like what my sister Natu said here. The reason why Nigeria is not on the list is because we signed an agreement this week to prevent invasion and blah blah blah. That is why we are not there. As soon as those deals are not honored on the part of Nigerian government, anything can happen. Let's just pray we don't get to that, because if we get to that, it's gonna be a lot of trouble. Anyway, go ahead, sir. Can you address the other part?
I don't know whether an agreement was signed, whether it was a baba, they gave us two conditions. Of course, the Nigerian government, they are lobbying all over, particularly they are lobbying the foolish Democrat, because Democrat has their own talking point. You see a lot of Democrats coming on TV said there's no genocide, there's no Christian genocide, that Trump is trying to use it as an excuse. I can understand the position, but they are very naive to, for them to say that. Of course, we saw what happened in New York. The APC when I hired a lot of New Yorkers, to carry a placard saying no genocide. You all saw that, right?
All right, let's just move on because of my time, sir.
Okay,
what do you want to say about the? You have anything about you want to say about the withdrawal of police from the politicians and the so-called VIPs? Is that a welcome development?
I have things, But let me use 1 minute to say about what Ndume was saying in reference to intelligence briefing or something like that, What is wrong with Nigeria? I think Nigeria Congress has an intelligence branch, that brief them for intelligence. So it's kind of very ironic when it comes to Nigeria. The Senate president was acting that he doesn't even know there's a terrorism, the gun dropping and everything happening in the north doesn't happen. Where are our Congress? Don't they get intelligence briefing? Is that not a body that brief them? So everything is not just, it's not just good in Nigeria. So having said that, on the VIPs, on the withdrawal, that it's about time. That's overdue right now. They should have done it a long time ago. But I understand when some of these Congress people, because of the predicament we find ourselves, of the crime and terrorism in Nigeria, whereby they are asking for, police protection. Because let's be real. All this things you see going in Nigerian Congress, House temper is because of the chicken has come home to roost. It has come home close to them. That's why they're making all this noise. Forget about all those noise they're making. If it hasn't concerned them or the chicken hasn't come home to roost, they wouldn't be, making all those noise they're making. They wouldn't have concerned them. But having said that, I'm kind of conflicted because of the situation we find ourselves. But if I actually have to vote, I will say no. Let them go hire a private security. I believe we have private security group in Nigeria, because if you look at U.S. Congress, they don't have a police escort. only the Senate President, the Assistant Senate President, and the majority, what's his name, the Speaker of the House. They are the only one that has police escort and and this police escort and bodyguard. The other Congress people, they have to go to private, hire their own escort, except when it's necessary. Maybe one of the Congress people's life has been threatened or whatever. Then they can assign them. They can assign them the Capitol Police. That's what even the senators, the Senate President is the Capitol Police, the police that was designed for that capital. I don't know if Nigeria has that in Aso Rock. That is the people that guide the Senate, the majority leader, the Senate, the Speaker of the House, the second in command. I think only 4 of them that has the Capitol Police. So yeah, in my own opinion, like I said, I was conflicted a little because of the Nigerian nature. It's different from America. A lot of crime, terrorism. But if, like I said, if I have to vote, I would say no. They just have to take everybody away. But I don't know if that's going to happen, Uncle Beno. Nigeria, where you and I come from, they're going to be lobby. Tinubu may have said it because I just believe whatever Tinubu is doing right now is window dressing.
Just please just round up your point so that I can have other people. So
but the point is that they should withdraw the whole police. So Tinubu is just doing window dressing right now. That's how I see it. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Just for the purpose of education, I see Uncle Patrick is here already. Let me just quickly enlighten our people on how this thing works in United States. Okay, that's why we have this show. We educate and we share info. So for those who do not know, I actually asked Google, are U.S. Congress member using police for personal security? What I found is that yes, some U.S. Congress members use police for personal security, but the level and source of that protection vary depending on their roles. So U.S. Capitol Police, meaning that the Senate, the National Assembly have their own police, not like the general police that we have. So the primary body responsible for the security of Congress is the U.S. Capitol Police. Their jurisdiction covers the Capitol complex in Washington. That is the state house, the assembly, the National Assembly. That is where the Capitol Police operate. All right. And they are also authorized to operate throughout the U.S. to protect members of Congress and their families. Now, listen to this. Leadership, first of all, a small number of high-ranking leaders are assigned full-time 24/7 personal protective details by the USCP. This group typically includes the Speaker of the House, the Senate President, and the majority and minority leaders and whips of both chambers. It's not like the entire Congress members that now have access to using police anyhow. Also, listen to this one. The rank and file members. Most rank and file members do not receive permanent full-time security details when they are away from the Capitol complex in their home districts or traveling. Okay. Then threat-based protection. The USCP also provides security on a case-by-case basis if a specific credible threat against a member is identified through their threat assessment process. The number of such threat cases has increased significantly in recent years. So I just wanted to quickly bring that to this conversation, just for us to know that the Nigerian politicians, they are abusing the use of the police officers. So in other words, the National Assembly in Nigeria are supposed to have their own police unit that only protect them when they are around that complex. Not all of them. We have 104, I think 104 senators, right? And about 360 something or 340 something House of Rep members. Now do the math. If each of them goes about with at least 5 police officers. Just do the math. On top what? But anyway, that will be a conversation for another day. Uncle Patrick, you're welcome, sir.
Hey, UB.
Yes, sir.
I just got a call from my house in Abuja. They withdrew my policeman. You're in a big trouble for doing this show.
Uncle Patrick, that means you are part of our problem then. How can you be in the US and you have 7 policemen in your house? We will probe you, sir.
Yeah, they can protect my property. I'm safe here.
Oh my God.
You be on a serious note. Nigeria is, I don't know how to describe Nigerian situation. I have a very small boy that just came from South Africa, 419. Can you believe? Not even a police. A soldier with a gun was following about in the Jeep. A soldier with a gun. This guy is not a soldier. He finished high school. I went to South Africa and did 419, had money, came and buy a house in Nigeria to show you how our security force has gone down. Uncle Ben, let me give you a very simple example. A House of Senate member, a member of representative that is representing his people doesn't have a website that could be built with 100,000 naira. Let's say 50,000 college students will build a website that you can go there and see what this man is doing for their constituency. He doesn't have an office that you can go and if you have any issue that you can talk to people. People just go there to ask for money. That country is, I don't know. We that are not even American, as in America, we're American citizens, but we are not born here. We can call our rep. They have office there. If you have any issue with immigration, any issue. I remember during COVID, I was not given any money. They said I've gone back to work. Meanwhile, I just called member of my representative. Can you believe unemployment called me? He said, you call our guys. I didn't call your guy. Somebody call your guy. They said, are you at home? I said, I'm not at home. And they paid me my unemployment benefits. That country is all about money. I don't even know how to describe. That's what the Boko Haram are asking for. Everybody, all these terrorists, bandits are asking for millions. I'm fearful for that country. You saw the video of the couple that were kidnapped in Edo State. If that were to be your family, how will you feel? They said they're going to Ekiti State now. I don't even know. And these people are sitting down there, they're talking about satellite that we bought and we cannot account for, that disappear. When in Israel, if you go to anywhere in Israel, there's camera everywhere. That's why those people can locate where Hamas are and bomb them directly. We have all the money to do that. Uncle, everywhere in Israel, they have camera everywhere. Young kids are soldiers with their gun. There are many places that we go in the bus, they have to search you with your passport. I don't know what we are doing. These people know what is happening. They know our problem. They are just sitting down there. I want them to withdraw the police. Let them go, let Boko Haram, let go and meet them in their office. Maybe they'll be serious. I know of a senator that was kidnapped one time. They paid almost 400 million. The man has left the Senate now. I don't want to mention his name here. They need to withdraw the policemen, open their yash, make them kidnap all of them. Maybe they can sit down there. Because these people don't care about anybody. They don't care.
They are really worried now.
When policemen they carry a guy wife back, is that what policemen are meant for? Yes. When this boy, the other police are this boy's son, that small boy, I forgot that man's Okoya's son. Where is the matter now? When Chinese man they pay police, they give them money. Uncle Ben, I beg. I don't even know what to say. Is that what we'll be discussing now? Is that an issue now that should be discussed? when there's an emergency.
Yeah.
Say, no. They shouldn't cast a vote. Look at Senator Duma is talking about his friend that had 10 policemen in his house, a junior senator. Doing what? The policemen will want to go, Uncle Ben. I wouldn't blame them because they will give them money. They will give them money. They don't have to be on the road. The policemen will be crying now. But let them cry. Let them withdraw everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I know of a person in America here. Before he gets home, 2 policemen are waiting for him with gun and van. It's not a policeman. Yes, I know of a man. When the last time the man went to me, he shows the picture. One in front, one at back. And every day, give them 20,000, the policemen. When they are leaving, give them $100 and they'll be jumping up.
That's what we are dealing with. Anyway, thank you, Uncle Patrick.
Yes, sir.
Let me quickly play the reaction from one of these.
Yeah, I'm on.
One of these Agbada and Babari guard wearing politician, how he was dragging with Sheung about the withdrawal of their police escorts. Take a listen.
If you're taking away from your present deployment, is a redeployment, going back to base, how fast can this arrangement be? Because I know it cannot be immediate.
It is immediate. Directives in the police system is always with immediate effect. An immediate effect connotes that you start the implementation activities immediately. Implementation can be in phases, but it must be seen to be in action immediately. But we must emphasize strongly that we implement it with serious caution. If not, the fallout of a hasty implementation of this directive, the fallout will be regrettable in many respects. And we have historical antecedents to this mindset. For example, we're here in this country when policemen were withdrawn from the late Bolaige 2 to 3 hours after they withdrew them in his house. What happened stands as one of the most difficult part of our national history. What happened thereafter? We are equally aware in this country that a VIP in the name of Funshaw William had no opportunity of police being with him. And what happened to him in his house at Ikoyi some years ago, a good number of us who are in the security business, we have not forgotten. Another situation that occurred in this country arising from this VIP withdrawal of policemen or security aides, it happened to late General Muhammad Shua in Maiduguri. Security details were not within his precincts, and he was terminated in his house. Another one was former PDP South Vice Chairman, National Vice Chairman South, one Chief Dikibo or whatever, operating without security details. What happened to him became another sore point in our national history.
So it is dangerous for VIPs. We don't have what it takes, or we don't have a crime, an environment that can protect, or that people can feel free, especially when you're politically exposed or a VIP.
Sure.
We have a porous environment.
Not necessarily porous. We have inadequate security.
My name is Melanie Ramos Perez, assistant principal and a proud idea parent. As a working mom,
environment. For example, in Africa, the first 3 major populous countries are Nigeria, Egypt, and Ethiopia. With our population of 230 million people, we are still operating with police strength
is growing
of less than 500. Egypt, with a population of 106 people, they have a police strength of about 1 million. Ethiopia, with a population of 96 million, they have a police strength of about 970,000. But yet we are here with a population of 230 million, running a police organization with less than.
So it stands logic on its head, isn't it?
It's not the problem
because
of-
just a moment, we have about 450,000 police officers. Maybe in the last few months, their recruitment not up to 50,000. I understand. So we have less than 500,000. Now, out of that, those red berets bearing officers are what they call the SPU, the Special Protection Unit of the Nigerian Police Force. They are the ones who are deployed to guard VIPs and all whatnot. And about 100,000 from records and report are guarding VIPs in the country. How can you take 1/3 of your security personnel to guarding less than 1% of your population? Isn't logic being stood on its head?
Well, in a way, that concept stands logical, but in many ways, that concept is illogical. In security calculus, it's not the number of people in an environment that matters, but the strategic importance and influence that matters. Therefore, in a policing a district, people who have strategic value in terms of eminence, they are more prone to adverse criminality, much more than people who are otherwise.
But
and therefore, in security planning,
so you will
secure
secure
the vulnerability.
So you secure the few,
not the few per se,
against the advantage of the.
Security design comes in various ways.
But
there are some security design that will entail that somebody has to be around you 24 hours. A security design can be that somebody will patrol in your area, your district, within 24 hours without necessarily being within your precinct. So the design of deployment differs in as design or as instigated.
So the order of the president is not practicable. That's what you're saying.
That is not what you are saying. The implementation has to be
selective.
Not selective. The implementation must be with caution and.
You think the president is not guarded operation wise, because you're talking operation historical fact that you have reeled out, how the order of the president might endanger and cause a lot of danger. But you're not the first person that is saying it. Just for a moment. Honorable Wase, the deputy speaker of the former deputy speaker of the House of Representatives, today on the floor, I said, look, there are already threats on our lives if you take away our protection. These are members of the National Assembly. But the question is that the president did not make that order in isolation. He said in that order that men of the NSCDC should now take over that responsibility. Isn't that a fair enough arrangement to cover for the withdrawal? Must police officer guard? Is it not to safeguard? So anybody could guard them so far people are secured. Is that not what works?
Oh, Mr. Shegu, it is not so. Nobody is contesting the validity, the necessity, otherwise of presidential. All of us are duty bound to implement whatever the president says. But what we are saying is that implementing agencies, that is particularly the Office of the Inspector General of Police, has to do more of homework in this implementation. If not, the fallback will be more disastrous to national security. We are not saying that. It is not in a very simplistic way as you are putting it. The fact that they say civil defense should come in does not really work in that way. Civil defense all over the world, they are designed to take care of civilians.
Well, because of my time, even listening to this man is beginning to piss me off. I ain't gonna lie about that. The fact remains, like my sister Oyinda said now, if the country itself was secured, there would be need for so-called security or police safeguarding this. I don't want to cause them. The country is not safe, and they have been living large, doing whatever they want to do because they have all these policemen protecting them. This is what we have been saying for way too long now. If we have equity in Nigeria, if we have equality in Nigeria, whereby you are not given special treatment because you are a politician,
you will definitely do the right thing. It's because they have all these police protecting them, protecting their children, protecting their properties and everything. That's why they don't care about the poor masses. I wish I had time. I would have dived into this for the longest time here, but I don't have time. Let me just take one minute from Uncle Daya and Uncle Patrick, then I will just touch up on the other two stories and leave. Uncle Dayo, what this man argument is all about, do you make any sense of it, sir? Hello, Uncle Dayo. Oh, I think Uncle Dayo is
yes,
no longer.
Sir. I think Uncle Dayo is no longer.
Okay.
How are you, sir?
Okay. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
What do you make of it, Uncle Dayo, sir?
See, what I can say to this fact is simple, sir. Number one, when we are talking about Nigerian security and the issue of this our policemen, this man interviewed by Sheung has made it bare. Yeah. Because there is nothing we can say to it. We are at the back foot here. Number one, being at the back foot, and then we have in place also a government that is not people oriented, but they are like self-centered. Everything is for them. Everything is for them. Security is for them. The money is for them. And they are now making it a kind of an egalitarian state whereby only the rich will have the good things of life. If you don't have money in Nigeria, it's like you cannot get anything. Even basic security you may not get in Nigeria because you don't have money.
Of course.
That's how bad it is. Of course. That's how bad it is. But what I would like to see going forward is for the government. He has taken some nice steps, but it's just grossly inadequate because he has asked that they should recruit more into the police force. We need to take our police to up to more than 1 million at the first instance, because at least we should have about 10% protecting our entire population if we are going to be a police. But there's something that I like. Now they're trying to pass a bill in the National Assembly that will enable states to have their own police. The states that has the capacity should create their own police force, which will go a long way to buffer the security system in the state. Initially, when they proposed it some years back, some people stood against it. No, it will be this, it will be that, it will be, they will use it to be like oppressing themselves politically. They always see things from their own political binocular. Having state police, we secure the state, we secure the people, but they are saying that politicians will use it to be like oppressing themselves. Everything else, there are two sides to a coin. You have to look at both good and bad, but once the good outweighs the bad, it should be that decision should be taken out. I mean, that decision should be carried out. But in our own case in Nigeria, anything that does not seem to favor them politically, they will not subscribe to it. And that's how bad it is.
They will oppose it.
Yes. But I thank God that now this situation of this banditry and this terrorism is now shaking the table. So some things are now coming out that we know will now put Nigeria on the right step going forward. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Uncle Dayo. Uncle Patrick.
Yeah, Uncle Ben, thank you. So this man was able to roll out the statistic of people that were quiet because of absence of police. No, Uncle Ben, it's not a laughing matter.
He's using isolated cases, sir.
Yeah. When there are tons of people, lists every day, Uncle Ben, these people, when we have people in AD camp or what they call ID camp in their own country, Uncle Ben, Nigeria should have declared a state of emergency for long. Millions of Nigerians are sleeping in camp in their own country. And this man is talking about giving police some important people. So those people that were quiet, that somebody lost 10 person in his family, they are not important. This is so sad. They even have an alternative. The last time I went to Nigeria, civil defense are carrying gun. They can hire private security. We have them.
Yeah.
It's not this general that has started private firm. They can do that. Let them do that for now.
It's because, sir, sorry, Patrick, let me just quickly add this. It's because they are not used to paying for nothing. That is why they use the House of Rep and Senate as retirement grounds. These folks have been used to eating Nigerian taxpayers' money for way too long. They don't.
The police are not even taken care of. Is it not what Showore is fighting for? When they leave, no gratuity, no pension, the money is being delayed. What are we talking about? Look at the man well dressed with agbada and everything. He's talking. I wish they can. All these terrorists, they are even stupid. Let them go to their place and pack like 10 of the senators. We'll see what will happen.
They're already scared now.
Let them be scared. This is becoming unbecoming. I'm just
Uncle
so mad
Patrick,
right now.
I don't know. Do you watch NAS TV, the National Assembly YouTube channel? The debate on this withdrawal of police, they were so like, if you see the way they were tackling it in the Senate, I'm just like, Onayash don't open now. All of a sudden, they forgot about the insecurity situation in the country. They just focus on that particular one. Every one of them hammering on it. Why would you take
when the president give them Jeep, or throughout all of them Jeep, they were happy.
Yeah.
They didn't say anything about the millions of dollars Jeep, Land Cruiser, Toyota Land Cruiser, for them to be doing their job very well. They are happy there. Where let Tinubu just, fire don't day, but Tinubu block us too. It is true. Yeah. Let him do what he needs to do. I don't even want to listen to them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right. I have just about 12 minutes to get out of here. So let me quickly touch up on the Nnamdi Kanu situation, and then maybe later I can do a literal streaming on the bandits on rampage in Nigeria. So let's quickly examine what's going on with the Nnamdi Kanu's case. All right. And I'll be right back.
You are watching Political Roundtable with UB. Like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with me, ladies and gentlemen. Please, if you're watching on the portrait mode, tap the screen of your phone to give the video a like. If this is the first time you're watching, subscribe to the channel. God bless you. And if you're watching the landscape, please, the regular streaming, hit the like. The like is very, very low today. I don't know what happened. It's like you guys don't want to go to Bora Bora. I see we have 7 likes, even where we have like 20, 70 people watching. You better get the likes up, or you're not going to go to Bora Bora with us. All right. Thank you, everybody. So the latest on the Nnamdi Kanu's case is that the appeal court dismisses Nnamdi Kanu's rights violation suit against DSS, DG, and AGF. Now, let me clarify what's going on here for those who may not know. This is not the appeal to the sentencing of Nnamdi Kanu. Let me restate that again. Nnamdi Kanu has been sentenced to life imprisonment. He's currently serving his jail time in Kano State, in Sokoto State. So they are working, they have 90 days to appeal the judgment. However, in 2001, Nnamdi Kanu has filed an appeal challenging the violation of his rights in Abuja. And that case had been thrown out by the Abuja High Court, or is it Supreme Court, I guess, but let me read the report from Punch newspaper. So according to the Punch, the Court of Appeal on Friday struck out an appeal filed by the convicted leader of the Indigenous People, Nnamdi Kanu. In the appeal, POB leader challenged what he described
described as the violation of his fundamental rights by the Director General of the Department of State Services and the Attorney General of the Federation. A three-member panel of the appellate court held that the appeal lacked merit and had become academic following Kanu's conviction and life imprisonment sentence by the Federal High Court in Abuja on November 20th. Delivering the lead judgment, Justice Bulukuromo Ugo said the claims of rights violations, including alleged denial of adequate medical care, dignity of person, and freedom of religion, could no longer be entertained since Kanu was no longer in DSS custody but in a correctional facility. Justice Maxwell Okpara had confirmed at the start of proceeding that his client was being held at the Sokoto Correctional Center, making the request for transfer from DSS custody to Kuje Prison irrelevant. So, the judge added that Kanu had earlier indicated preference for prison custody and therefore his prayers had been overtaken by events following his conviction and lawful remand. The appeal challenged the July 3rd judgment of retired Federal High Court Judge Justice Taiwo, who dismissed Kanu's fundamental right enforcement suit for lack of proof. The respondents in the case were the DSS Director General, the DSS, and the AGF. In the original suit filed in December 2021, I'm just going to skip the file name. Kanu alleged deteriorating health while in DSS custody and claimed that medical personnel attending to him were disqualified. However, DSS counsel Idowu Awo countered the Okpara countered that Okpara failed to present any evidence showing the medical personnel were quacks, in quote. The AGF lawyer, Simon Enoch, also urged the court to dismiss the application. In its judgment, the trial court held that Kanu had not provided credible evidence of torture, denial of religious freedom, or inadequate medical care. The trial judge, Justice Taiwo, ruled that while detainees have the right to practice their religion, such practice must not infringe on the right or peace of others in custody. On the claim of inadequate medical attention, the judge noted that applicant failed to call any medical expert to substantiate the allegation. Consequently, the Federal High Court dismissed the suit for lacking merit, a decision now upheld and affirmed by the Court of Appeal. So, that is it about that case relating to Nnamdi Kanu. And for those who don't know, again, this is not the appeal to the life imprisonment sentencing. It was an appeal for how Kanu claimed he was being maltreated in 2001. So I just wanted to make that clear so fast. Now, moving forward, the latest development regarding the sentences of Nnamdi Kanu is actually coming from a video making the rounds right now, and this is the video of El-Rufai's son, who is a representative in the Nigerian National Assembly, making a case for the Nnamdi Kanu conviction. According to him, as shared on Linda Ikeji's blog, in quote, he said, it was wrong that Nnamdi Kanu got life sentence while Boko Haram terrorists received 20 years in prison. Lawmaker Bello El-Rufai says. Now, I honestly don't know why this guy is making this case, which of course is the right thing to say, but considering the fact that his father El-Rufai is a political opponent of is now a political opponent, opposition to President Tinubu, and also the dad used to be President Tinubu ally. I remember how he worked assiduously to get President Tinubu elected, and now, as at yesterday, he already signed his party membership and received his card. In fact, he said this card is 002. So what I'm trying to say here is that while this is coming from El-Rufai's son in favor of Nnamdi Kanu, I have this feeling that this is so politically motivated. I don't really think the guy really have a greater point. It's like he's just going by the popular narrative, you know, just to look for things to set people against the current president. If this guy has been talking about the insecurity situation they got in the north and probably coming out with bills or suggestions on what they can do to rectify the current situation they are facing the northern part of the country, I would say, yes, you are talking about choosing Nnamdi Kanu's case to now be what he has to tender or argue for in the Congress. I don't know what you think about that. So please, I'm going to play the video shortly, and then I will take some comment from Uncle Patrick and Uncle Dayo, and we can call it a day. Take it a listen, my people. Listen to this, please.
There was a conviction recently of a terrorist, Boko Haram. I believe his name is Husseini Ismail. He was convicted for 20 years by a high court. He was a Boko Haram terrorist. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted, I think, last week, and his own conviction said life sentence. I don't understand why one terrorist is getting 20 years and the other is getting a life sentence if you're saying that. I think Pastor made a good point. There's this idea that justice is served differently, and it affects the problem. Mr. Speaker, I'll conclude by saying this. I've been an advocate of state police. I've sought the wisdom of more experienced members like Honorable Sada Soli, Honorable Adodogwa, even yourself and the Speaker. I think the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Somebody said that earlier. We cannot be sitting in Abuja and expecting operations to be efficient in Benue. We have to go back to communal policing. You that are older than us always tell us there was a time when if it just comes to a community, everybody knows him. We have to get the traditional leaders involved and go back to state policing. This parliament, under your leadership, and I know the excellent work you're doing in the Constitutional Review Committee, is there was a conviction recently of a terrorist, Boko Haram. I believe his name is Husseini Ismail. He was convicted for 20 years by a high court. He was a Boko Haram terrorist. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted, I think, last week, and his own conviction said life sentence. I don't understand why one terrorist is getting 20 years and the other is getting a life sentence if you're saying that. I think Pastor made a good point. There's this idea that justice is served differently, and it affects the problem. Mr. Speaker, I'll conclude by saying this. I've been an advocate of state police. I've sought the wisdom of more experienced members like Honorable Sada Soli, Honorable Adodogwa, even yourself and the Speaker. I think the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Somebody said that earlier. We cannot be sitting in Abuja and expecting operations to be efficient in Benue. We have to go back to communal policing. You that are older than us always tell us there was a time when if it just comes to a community, everybody knows him. We have to get the traditional leaders involved and go back to state policing. This parliament, under your leadership, and I know the excellent work you're doing in the Constitutional Review Committee.
All right. So that is El-Rufai's son right there. I don't know what we can make of his submission, though he gave a very valid reason, but since he's politically motivated because he's the son of El-Rufai. I'm sorry, however people see it, this is just my own personal opinion. Uncle Dayo, real quick, sir, what's your take on this dude?
Sir, see, I've heard about this son even before he became a member of the House. He has always been a radical boy. Always been a radical boy. Always speaking, in fact, even against his father sometimes. He's not somebody that has been shy to give his peace of mind anytime. He always come out to say things, and then most people hate him because he's just like a kind of somebody that can just talk anyhow, somebody that don't care. Are you getting me? Even the father cannot curtail him. So this is not a father's boy. So just, in fact, I think Sister Natu too can confirm to some of this. This is not a father's boy. He has been kind of an outspoken bad child as he is. There are two of them. One is one is quiet and one is linear, but this particular one is the radical one. And from what he's saying, yes, he may be saying these things to the narratives, or because obviously it is out there. We know it. A convicted Boko Haram member was given 20 years imprisonment, and then Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was sentenced to life for the same offense of terrorism. So where is the balance there? So what he's saying is quite clear, but he also mentioned something about state policing, which is true. But as I said earlier on, I'm happy that even the government of our presidents now has given the go-ahead, if only the House will pass it, for state that could afford it to have their state police. So if that happens, I think it will go a long way. But based on this guy's narrative, it's just playing to the gallery. However, it's always been like that. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. That is our lovely Uncle Dio. God bless you, sir. Hopefully, we'll see you again tomorrow for another segment of Political Roundtable. Uncle Dio and Uncle Patrick, they are really helping me out with this political thing. Uncle Patrick, your take, sir.
No. Yeah, my own take. The guy has spoken well, but we'll see how far it's going to go. That's my own take. He has spoken. We all
Uncle
know,
Patrick?
like Uncle.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yeah.
I lost
We'll
you briefly there.
I said this guy is a young guy, has spoken well. We'll just see how far whatever he said that will go. That's my own take. You know Nigeria better, and a lot of things playing out.
Yeah, absolutely.
As regards Nnamdi Kanu's case, everybody's waiting for president pardon. We'll go to the appeal court, we'll see what will come out of it. Yeah. A lot has transpired, like we rightly said, some people came out that they are not happy with what IPOB did to their people, which I completely agree. Yes. Even though Kalu came out and said, well, a lot of people lost their businesses, people were quiet, family destroyed. So if you are fighting for your country, for your people, you don't have to destroy. I just look at his bio now. This guy didn't even see the Civil War. So, and I like, maybe that's why he's even behaving like that. Oju could never behave like that. If you want to deal with the fight with the government, you have to have a strategy. It's not by shouting on, yelling at people in courts, all those attitudes. I just look at him, say, what is this guy doing? You must have backbone. I wrote it in Mom of Five, this thing. So maybe go ask father, fella, some kitchen, then kill my mama, then carry everybody. So God will help him.
Amen.
I
Amen.
just pray that it's not his case, but whatever might be the case, my own take, they must give him a conditional release. We can't go back to this IPOB stuff again. We are talking about Boko Haram, and so what do you want people that have lost everything? What do we want them to do? Lost their family, lost their business. People were quiet. I'm not happy with that. You don't have to shed blood to do that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Uncle Ben.
Thank you very much, Uncle Patrick. God bless you for hanging out with me, sir. I really, really appreciate. God bless you, sir. Wow, Uncle Patrick. Thank you very much.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'm going to draw the curtain on Political Roundtable today. We have a lot of coverage to do, and I'll be updating you guys. In fact, shout out to my brother, David, Evari David. Thank you, my brother. David said he doesn't support his father. Ooh, okay, maybe I have to look into that. Thank you, David. Maybe it's just that for me, since I've seen the pattern in Nigeria, all these politicians, they replace themselves with their children. We saw it in Kwara State. Sharaki ruled and then pass it over to his son. They've been doing that for a while now. So sometimes when I hear their son speak, I just kind of disregard it. It's just like Tinubu and his son Sheyi. I have nothing against Sheyi Tinubu, but for the fact that he's his father's son and him not having any job now than to go up and down with his dad, spending taxpayers' money. If he talks, I just feel like, bro, you don't have a choice. It's your destiny. So that's how I was feeling about this guy. But thank you, David. I really appreciate that. All right. We're going to have another political roundtable tomorrow. I'm thinking of removing this political roundtable here and move it to our second channel, the one with almost 50K subscriber, Trends Reality. I'm thinking maybe I have to change the Trends Reality to political trends so that we will not mix a lot of niches together on this channel. But I have to discuss with the Real Farm first. So if the Real Farm approves that I should take the political roundtable to the other channel, then I will move it to the other channel. But anyhow it goes, I will update you guys so that for those of you who are interested in politics, you know where to catch me with political shows. But if the Real Farm said they want it here, they are enjoying it here, then maybe I guess I have to do something else with the other channel. Now we have a lot of show, a lot of programs here coming up shortly after this political roundtable. My baby girl Abby is gonna be giving us another exciting episode on Recap Central. For those of you who like latest gist, current trends, what's going on, and you have the energy, the Gen Z vibe, man, this is your show, especially the ladies. Man, women, they do politics, so they do politics small. I've been monitoring the analytics of Recap Central. I see that Recap Central had a lot of women actually watching. That means they will not too like gist, but the thing is sweet anyway. You know, I've been voiced now and the sisters, and on the show today, Abby is gonna be having Cece as a guest, maybe guest or co-host, however they're gonna do. But all I know is that when Abby and Cece are on the show, trust me. In fact, any of the sisters here, as soon as they hop on the show, you just know it's going to be fun. So this is Abby's segment. This is Abby's fun show, Abby's baby project, and we all enjoyed the project. So join us shortly for Recap Central. Abby and Cece, they're going to cover women dating for money. Me, I swear, I'm interested in this particular topic because the way these girls are going after my brother's money, African women and money. Ooh, I'm ready. So join us. I think the show is coming up in about 45 minutes from now. Topic is women dating for money. They're gonna talk about this idea of calling women beggars. You know, if you go to X, go to Instagram, men are complaining, oh, these girls, they are beggars. If you just say hello, hi, how you doing, the next thing is they need urgent 2K. If you ask them, can you come over, let's have a chat, oh yeah, send me Uber money. And in Nigeria in particular, these girls, they are not asking for small money. Sometimes, depending on how big you are, some of them want you to send like 100K for Uber. So that's why boys are calling them beggars. And you know, women, they are fighting back. How dare you? Do you know how much I did my makeup? Do you know how much I buy my human hair? My human hair long from my head to my bum bum. Do you know how I have to put? By the way, what is going on in dating these days? How do you have to spend a lot of money to go and see a guy? We don't even care. Sometimes when you show up, we don't even see the hair you are carrying. All we know is that you are well put together, you are beautiful. That's all. Come, may we talk. Let's have dinner. It's a date. Let's see if we can move from date to the other room. Case closed. I'm waiting. I want to see how Abi and Sisi will defend the agenda. They also want to talk about gold diggers. Oh, yeah. Where we say gold diggers. Although on this one, yes, Chucky, dating is weird now, Chucky. Chucky, you have to come around, though, because if we don't come around, Sisi and Abi, they will put all the blame on us. You got to be there, Chucky. In fact, I don't carry my AirPod. As I enter work like this now, they put my AirPod for here. I want to hear them, how they want to defend the agenda. So like this gold digger thing now, I don't know what they're going to talk about gold digger first, because I know say this one are 50-50. Even we as men, we dig more gold than women nowadays. Me go as I they talk like this now, as soon as I get my 6-pack back, myself, I won't dig gold. If I see somebody like Mama Alakija, people will get better money. Talk about ladies where single, where get money, where those way make I cry for Lamborghini. I go arrange my 6-pack, myself, I go dig gold. So I think that go digger on 50-50. Then they say they want to talk about hypergamy. You know, you can't have our real farm sisters. May you know see grammar. I swear. They cannot do without one terminology. So today, go TOEFL, they want to talk about hypergamy. I asked Abby yesterday, what is the meaning of hypergamy again? I've been a hypertension. They say no. They say hypergamy is when a lady marry up, he marry people who get money. That say now what you Abby talk? Say me take bikini from I think I don't miss this. Please, viewers, what is hypergamy again? But I think they said when lady marry rich people, that is hypergamy. Like somebody that has no money now marry a rich man, the way Regina Daniel married Ned Nwoko. You know, Ned Nwoko is a billionaire, Uncle Ned. You know, is that a hypergamy situation anyway? Abby will come and explain. So don't miss it. Then social media. Oh man, golly. The social media own ain't worst. I don't know what they're going to talk about social media, but one trend that I'm against right now is that by the time these girls for Nigeria they enter your DM, as they will first say, "Hi, oh, I saw your post. Do you mind if we can become friends?" Once you dare reply there, "Oh, no problem. You can be my friend." The next thing they go begin toast you. If you reply again, the next thing they will start sending pictures. They call it nude. That is why I cover my Facebook, my IG with the blood of Zachariah. If you send me nude, you know they enter lie. You know they enter. I cover it with the blood of Zachariah. But I bet anybody no try am, because I know Nigerian ladies. Una go say una they do experiment now. Una we go try and say let's see if this thing is true. Make I say that this Bobby make it see. I beg go in case you don't know now. Omo Igbo I marry you. Hey, Emma Kuba me. My own password I submit and give my madam, give everybody. Emma Kuba ile aye me. No said me not you. I am married. Wo see my ring. Una no see I wear my shona. See my ring. Una no fit see am, but it did their invisible ring. I am married though. Don't message me. Don't do nothing. No. I know the Kukuma reply itself. And in case you don't know, now my PA then they did for my socials most of the time. Okay, so if you go send me picture, you go send anything. If you go send Punami, they will just put your Punami for social media. But anyway, I can't wait for this show. I am interested. Chucky, which one you are interested in? Are you interested in the beggar topic or the hypergamy? Me, beggar and hypergamy, now are they interested in mostly? So Abby, we are waiting whenever you ladies are ready. Chucky said, Nigeria women was to. I know, Baba.
I know. Eh? In fact, now they don't abandon me now because it be like they don't say this guy know they check chat. That's why the only thing that they do on Facebook now to post. I know they open my Facebook Messenger. No, I cannot. This place, nobody can make me to pay child support. Could happen. So no Messenger, no DM. Abby, I'll see you. All right, Chucky. Okay, please, everybody, drop what you are interested in on this topic. May we know what thing we want to discuss. Chucky say, go digging on social media. Okay, my own is beggar and hypergamy. Oh yeah, what are you interested in? Drop, everybody, real quick before I come on here. What do you want to listen to when Abby and Sisi take over, my people? What do you want? Is it beggar? That beggar topic, I want to see how Abby go defend her agenda. And this David is David, you are interested in all of them. David, once they share link, all the men listening to me right now, as soon as Abby and Sisi share the link, let us bombard them, or else these ladies, they will run away with their narrative. Once they share the link, now men, we won't make it dominate the show today. Let us call in. May they come convince us. We don't see shege. Back in the days, when you toss guy, you don't have to spend shishi. Anytime I hear Sisi describe how dating work now, I'll just be like, kilo de shogun layeni. Is it war? Jeez. So they talk about on first date, no kissing. On second date, what did they even they arrange? On second day, it be like, get what did they go do second day? On third date, then you go peck. Then on fourth date, we Nigerian guys, we don't get that patient. My own is, even on first date, we can take it all the way to wherever it's supposed to be. How can I give you transport 50K? Then when you come, you go eat shawarma, you go drink what be the drink whether they drink for Nigerian bar now when you take those guys out. Before you know it, some of these girls, you don't blow 150 to 200K on one date, and you are saying no kissing, no touchy body, it can't work. I'm sorry. That's why I always give God the glory that my generation is no longer in this your generation. I don't get that patient. If I'm spending anything more than 5K, you have to compensate me. You have to compensate me. And also, Sisi and Abby, I'm going to say something to them. They need to discuss it. There is this guy that they call the guy F Young. I know they watch the guy movie anyway. The guy is scattering internet now. They even carry him Matago TVC. They say the guy kissed one girl. Say the way he kissed that girl, the girl issue with him. Anybody know about that case? He's trending now. He's trending seriously. They say the guy kissed. So Sisi, you and Abby, if you guys can explain what's going on there. They say the kissing, say they exchange saliva. Nigerian women get problem. They say they exchange saliva. They say the way they cuddle. And I'm a producer myself. I know what a movie set looks like. You have more than enough people, enough production team people there that nothing will happen. But when I saw the behind the scene, the way that lady, that's the only place I have to know. What's that lady's name again? Bolaji or something. The way that lady sat on that team guy lap, that is the one me I don't like. I don't have problem with the kissing. But you see the way that lady sat there. Even when they say cut, I see the F young guy. I knew what that guy was going through. I knew. The way that lady sat there, and you know when you are shooting this movie, sometimes you can shot a particular scene like 4 or 5 times before you get it right. So just imagine one sexy lady sitting right there on the danger zone with everything. Oh, shit. But Abby, you and Sisi, do me that favor. I need to get your take. If what happened there was wrong, I know waiting Abby to go to. You know, Abby, our resident Gen Z, I know what she go talk. I know Abi go want tear that guy apart. And see them. They've always complained about that guy. I don't know what did that guy do them. Are they saying for backstage? They are always complaining about that guy. Oh, he kiss, he touch. And I'll be like, do his job. So I'm also interested in hearing that part of that conversation today. The only person I have problem with in Nigerian movie that I don't like how he kiss, how he grab and everything is my guy, Odogun. The way he grab Achalugo, I don't like that. That's the only one I have problem. The way he's always, and you know when you look at our Achalugo, the curve is curvy, no. That Bam Bam, na beautiful woman, no. With that sexy voice. So sometimes I'll just wonder, say, if this lady be my wife, God, if she is my wife, and I see this movie, the Bobby and Bum Bum, where I carry up wine, down wine, go marry, you go come say the name of acting, you they grab and like that. Come on now. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. David, make sure you are here with my brother, okay? Oh, David said they like the guy since. Is that true? Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, Abi, Daniel and Bolaji. Yes, that's their name. I saw that kissing anyway, but I don't know what they are doing anyway, honestly. I don't know. But that guy, I just want to know, the one question I have for Abi and Sisi is, why do Nigerian women hate that guy for being good at his job? Abi, that's the question you and Sisi must answer for you. Why do you guys hate him for being so good on his job? The way he kiss. And I know the problem. Either Abi or Sisi, that they imagine, if not, then they kiss that guy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. For all the new people who joined us, don't be a stranger. This is a fun channel. Here we are building a community. We don't just do YouTube things. So we are a community here. Be part of us. Feel free. Make friends. Okay. Our network is growing and we have a lot of amazing people on this channel. We have grown-ups who are so nice. They are very protective. They love us as younger folks. We have younger generations, the Gen Z. They are so fun, so exciting. And when you are here, don't worry. We don't do trolling here. We know they curse anybody out or anything. You just have to be respectful to everybody on the show. Okay. I'll see you guys shortly. Chucky, please let us bombard Abi and Sisi show today. May we call him, may they answer our question. We go take question, finish them today. Okay. And I'm so ready if you guys are ready. Okay. Oh my God. This is so good. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. My name is Beno Real. Everybody call me Uncle Beno. I'm actually uncle to Gen Zs. Okay. I'm not uncle to my sisters and bonds on this channel. But you see, anybody where they within age grade of Abizino, Ashling, Simbi, them Tosi, all those one, them D, I am their uncle. Okay? Now me and them on this channel. Thank you for hanging out with me. I love you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And please come back when we stream Bandits on Rampage in Nigeria. Always come back and have fun, okay? I love you all. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye for now.
You are watching Political Roundtable with UB. Like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments.
Yeah. You be in the building. Hey, vibe with Uncle Bino. Let's go. Now happy hour things, you know. Hang out with you, babe. It's our vibe tonight. Laugh and learn, we're shining bright. Oh yeah, you be stories, life lessons type. On the Uncle Benno show, everything feels right. From the streets to the world, we talk real talk. Vibes on the beat make the whole place rock. Happy hour flow with smiles non-stop. Sip and chill with you, be the energy on top. You be stories, dropping them every day. Wisdom for life, the African way. From the grind to the glory, hear what we say. Tune in now, don't delay. Hang out with you, be it's a vibe tonight. Laugh and learn, we're shining bright. Oh yeah, you be stories, life lessons type. On the Uncle Benno show, everything feels right. Join the sister circle. Oh, what a scene. CC Inca, honey baby, and I'll be so clean. Talk love, talk life, talk dreams supreme. Empowerment vibes, like a royal queen team. All our Sunday school when the beat gets low. A moment of reflection, let the spirit flow. Men of God speaking wisdom, you should know. Faith and vibes on the Uncle Benno show. Hang out with you, be come catch that light. Oh yeah, you be stories, keep your heart so bright. Yeah, join the sister circle, feel that fire. Oh yeah, Sunday school for your soul so right. You be nation, we rise together. Love and vibe forever. Uncle Benno show. Yeah, we outside. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You be in the building. Hey, vibe with Uncle Bino. Let's go. Now happy hour things, you know. Hang out with you, babe. It's our vibe tonight. Hey, laugh and learn, we're shining bright. Oh yeah, you be stories, life lessons type. On the Uncle Benno show, everything feels right. From the streets to the world, we talk real talk. Vibes on the beat make the whole place rock. Happy hour flow with smiles non-stop. Sip and chill with you, be the energy on top. You be stories, dropping them every day. Wisdom for life, the African way. From the grind to the glory, hear what we say. Tune in now, don't delay. Hang out with you, be it's a vibe tonight. Hey, laugh and learn, we're shining bright. Oh yeah, you be stories, life lessons type. Hey, on the Uncle Benno show, everything feels right. Join the sister circle. Oh, what a scene. CC Inca, honey baby, and I'll be so clean. Talk love, talk life, talk dreams supreme. Empowerment vibes, like a royal queen team. All our Sunday school when the beat gets low. Yeah, a moment of reflection, let the spirit flow. Men of God speaking wisdom, you should know. Faith and vibes on the Uncle Benno show. Hang out with you, be come catch that light. Oh yeah, you be stories, keep your heart so bright. Yeah, join the sister circle, feel that fire. Oh yeah, Sunday school for your soul so right. You be nation, we rise together. Love and vibe forever. Uncle Benno show. Yeah, we outside.